The spirit of the North Coast. This is Redwood News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for choosing Redwood News. I'm John Kennedy O'Connor. A grand jury report released late today and just days before the election levels new accusations at Humboldt County's embattled auditor-controller. That grand jury report largely blames auditor-controller Karen Paz-Dominguez for what it calls the county's, quote, fiscal chaos. Grand juries say the county has suffered $2.3 million in losses and has $9.7 million more at risk. The scathing report cites what it calls significant deficiencies in the performance of Ms. Paz-Dominguez. She has called a news conference for tomorrow afternoon to respond to the findings. Humboldt County elections officials are busy gearing up for the June 7th election, which is now just days away, where Mr. Paz-Dominguez is among the incumbents vying for re-election. Officials are urging voters to cast their ballots, saying the ballot return so far is well below average. Of the 85,000 ballots mailed out to voters, only a fraction have been returned. Officials say voter turnout for primary elections is often low, but not as low as what they're seeing this time around.
Election, we've been receiving vote-by-mail ballots in through the mail and through our drop boxes. It's been a low turnout so far. We've mailed out over 85,000 ballots to active registered voters in the county, and so far we've received back about 11,000, so that's just about 13%.
And low ballot submissions aren't just an issue in Humboldt County. Election officials in Del Norte County say just over 2,000 of the 15,000 ballots they've sent out have been returned as of today. New at 11, some contentious moments as the Humboldt County Planning Commission tonight discussed a permit for an onshore fish farm. Nordic Aqua Farm's proposed facility would be built along the Samoa Peninsula and employ 150 workers. No decision was made tonight, but some in the audience interrupted, alleging the panel has already made up its mind.
Just one statement. I don't remember which commenter, but they were talking about the beautiful skyline and stuff like that, and I don't know if anyone's... I got the tour of the site, and I would not call the current state of the site as beautiful. It was very dilapidated, in my opinion.
I would agree with you.
Can we please clarify that there's no outbursts from the audience?
No. You had your chance to come up and speak. Okay. Ma'am, stop.
The Plan Commission will hold a special meeting next month to vote on the fish farm permits. President Biden this evening addressed a nation gripped by gun violence, urging action by Congress. It comes just a day after a gunman killed 4 people at a Tulsa, Oklahoma hospital and on the heels of other recent mass shootings. We have team coverage tonight with our Isabel Rosales and beginning with our Meredith Wood.
There are too many other schools, too many other everyday places that have become killing fields, battlefields here in America.
As Americans struggle to grasp a lethal wave of mass shootings that are traumatizing communities and tearing lives apart.
After Columbine, after Sandy Hook, after Charleston, after Orlando, after Las Vegas, after Parkland, nothing has been done.
President Biden is calling out Congress to come together and work on bipartisan gun reform laws.
This is not about taking away anyone's guns. It's not about vilifying gun owners. In fact, we believe we should be treating responsible gun owners as an example of how every gun owner should behave.
The president laying out actions he believes need to be taken.
And if we can't ban assault weapons, then we should raise the age to purchase them from 18 to 21. Strengthen background checks, enact safe storage law and red flag laws. Repeal the immunity that protects gun manufacturers from liability. Address the mental health crisis.
Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell says he's hopeful and optimistic lawmakers can compromise on legislation to address mass shootings, to have ready to unveil when the Senate returns to session next week.
Mental illness and school safety are what we need to target.
Meredith Wood, Redwood News.
Fear and panic. Yet another mass shooting in America. This time at a hospital campus in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
It was complete chaos as people ran out.
A shooter opening fire Wednesday. Police say he killed 2 doctors, a receptionist and a patient.
This terrible scene, it's awful, it's sad.
A major update from Tulsa's police chief, who says the shooter targeted this doctor who performed back surgery on him, blaming him for ongoing pain.
We have also found a letter on the suspect which made it clear that he came in with the intent to kill Dr. Phillips.
And according to 3 federal sources, the gunman bought the AR-15 style firearm on the same day as the shooting. Meanwhile, in New York, the 18-year-old indicted in last month's racist supermarket shooting, appearing in court Thursday, pleading not guilty. All this as the tributes pour in. And new details emerge out of Uvalde, Texas. The mayor says a negotiator tried to call the killer. It's contrary to training, calling for officers to immediately confront active shooters.
I think the truth will come out, and if we made mistakes, we'll own those mistakes.
Inconsistencies shadowing the police's response as Americans look on and ask, how did this happen?
You can't even go to a store. You can't even go to school. Now you can't even go to the doctor.
In Washington, Isabel Rosales, Redwood News.
Advocates also rallied for gun reform efforts late this afternoon at the California state capitol in Sacramento. State lawmakers, survivors of gun violence and others demanded action on the steps of the Capitol. That rally came on what is also National Gun Violence Awareness Day. Back here on the North Coast, a Humboldt County jury finds a man guilty of second-degree murder for a 2016 Hooper killing. Juries deliberated for 3 days before returning their guilty verdict today against 31-year-old Girold Sotolongo. They convicted him of stabbing another man to death in front of the Hooper Minimart in February of 2016. Sotolongo had maintained he killed the victim in self-defense, but the jury forewoman said the panel didn't believe him. He faces 15 years to life in prison when sentenced later this month. A new specialised Fortuna police team has made a big crackdown on fentanyl over the past month. That's according to data released by the police department today. It says 10 people were arrested for a variety of narcotics violations, including fentanyl. Fortuna police say 2 of those arrested were found in possession of nearly 2 ounces of fentanyl. As little as 2 milligrams can be deadly. There's been another death due to COVID-19 here along the North Coast to tell you about. Del Norte County health officials today announced that death in their first COVID report since the Memorial Day holiday period. That individual who died had been hospitalised and raises the pandemic death toll to 50 in Del Norte County. As of now, there are no other hospitalisations, and the number of active cases as of today is 82, with 59 new cases tallied since last Thursday. Over the past 2 weeks, there have been almost 90 cases reported. As for Humboldt County, we brought you their weekly COVID-19 report yesterday. While there were no new deaths, there were 8 more hospitalisations and several hundred new cases occurring over the past week. The CHP today confirmed a Eureka man died and a Eureka woman was injured in a traffic crash over in Trinity County. That deadly crash taking place yesterday afternoon along Highway 299. Investigators say their vehicle ran off the road, down an embankment and into the Trinity River where it was submerged. The 61-year-old Eureka man driving the car was pulled out of the water by nearby rafters, but he later died. The 39-year-old woman passenger managed to free herself and swim to shore. The names of the pair haven't yet been released. An update now to a story we brought you last night at 11. It appeared the North Coast had derailed plans for a toxic coal train that threatened development of the Great Redwood Trail. Backers of the coal train idea missed the deadline to submit a federal request to take over the abandoned rail line running through Humboldt County. But now comes word that a rail corporation has filed late paperwork to do so and are asking regulators for a waiver to the deadline. State Senator Mike Maguire says he believes continued and overwhelming public opposition will block the coal train plans one way or another. With some of the highest gas prices in the nation occurring here along the North Coast, some may want to consider public transit. The City of Arcata and the Mad River Transit System want to make it easy for you. They are offering free bus rides for the entire month of June. Officials want more members of the community to use the public transit system frequently. So that's the impetus for the free rides offering. Officials say they want everyone to see that the bus system is a safe, affordable and environmentally friendly way to travel.
I am specifically riding the bus due to the free month of June opportunity. I normally either walk or ride my trike around locally downtown area as I live close to downtown, but I decided today I'd spend the day cruising around the greater Arcata environs and see where the bus goes and how it goes and where it could go and how I might benefit by taking public transit a lot more and not burning fossil fuels in my own individual car.
And while free bus rides are currently being offered through June 30th, the City of Arcata and the Mad River Transit System are considering extending the free rides through the month of July. We'll let you know if they do. For more than 500,000 borrowers nationwide, some relief is on the way for student loans.
Evening. But if you have any weekend outdoor plans, anticipate a good amount of rain, especially on Saturday. So if you have any weekend outdoor plans, there's a number of events going on. You might want to have just at least a backup plan in place. John Kennedy, over to you.
Thanks so much, Dan. Now, before we go tonight, I do need to be properly dressed. So, there we go.
Yeah.
It's the moment Brits have been waiting for, a moment 7 decades in the making. Queen Elizabeth II stepping out onto the balcony of Buckingham Palace to celebrate 70 years on the British throne, her Platinum Jubilee. By her side, her cousin, Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent. Below, fanfare, the kind of pomp and circumstance you'd expect from the royals. Other family members later joined her on the balcony, and 4 days of festivities are planned to celebrate her reign. Queen Elizabeth is the longest ruling monarch in British history and the first to reach a Platinum Jubilee. And she's also the queen of 9 countries in North America, which people don't often realise.
Yeah, it's incredible. I can see inflation impacting the crown jewels, though, huh?
No, absolutely. Yeah, this is a knockoff, I tell you. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Eric and Aurora will be here at Redwood News Morning. We'll be back tomorrow at 5. We'll see you then.
See you, everybody.